Good day to you. This is Fiona from Rensburg from the Portal of Alchemy. If self-discovery is something that you're interested in, or wanting to understand people, who it is behind the mask, or why they react the way they do, think the way they do, operate the way they do, or why you respond in certain situations, you will see with certain people you have better relationships than with other people. What creates this conflict of personalities or interests, or what motivates you or inspires you to act differently towards others. Let's have a look at the various Enneagram types so that you can identify yourself and also identify some of the key role players in your life. You'll see in this Enneagram next to me, we have all 9 types, and we'll start with number 1 and working our way around up till we get to number 9. So Enneagram type 1s are the reformers. They the ones that it's usually shown with icon that is scales because they look at life as black and white, right and wrong. They the perfectionists. They want to do things perfect. They like to make lists. They like to be seen as good, the good man or the good girl doing things right way. That is the Enneagram type 1s. The Enneagram 2s is the helpers. They are mostly in service to others. They want to help others so that they can be loved. They're usually the criers of the Enneagram types. They feel so much, they carry their heart on their sleeve. Everything is focused on the other, not necessarily on self. Then you get the Enneagram type 3s. They are the achievers. For them, it's all about achieving and chasing the next success, be it success at work or at home, or they're always in competition. When if you're friends with the Enneagram type 3, they will always challenge you. They like to be the best. They want to be the best at everything. So for them, it's all just about success. Then you get the Enneagram type 4s. And although they say it's artists, it's not necessarily, they don't always end up being artists, but they the type. And it's where they individualists. They like to stand out. They like to be totally different than others. So they don't like to be seen as the same or average. They're more, a little bit more flamboyant, or as children they are goth, and so they like to be different. They don't want to be seen as normal or average. Then you get the Enneagram type 5s. They are typical, or the icons for most of them are ones with glasses, they like to look at things in depth. So they're the investigators or microscope. They look at it down to the deepest levels. They love studying. They love accumulating knowledge. They love reading up on stuff. They like knowing more about things. They like to receive information. They're not so much giving information, except if asked for specifics. They are the Enneagram types that is least sort of identified, because they usually don't share anything about themselves. So they share about what they know, but you'll know nothing of them. They'll know everything about you. They're fantastic listeners. But yeah, that's the Enneagram type 5. Enneagram type 6 is the loyalist. They love to make friends. They love to be a loyal friend. They feel safety in numbers. But they also like, the icon for them is a deer in headlights. They are the ones that is afraid the most, that's scared the most, anxious the most. So they experience life totally different than the other stuff. Enneagram type 7 is enthusiast. They're the one that has got FOMO the most. They are so afraid of missing out any fun. So they usually go with where it's the most fun. They are like the Peter Pan characters, jumping from one fun experience to the other. They will jump into things or say, yes, so let's go and travel, or go there, without necessarily thinking long term. So that's the enthusiast. Then you get the Enneagram type 8, and they're the challengers. They are usually like the bosses, or like the soprano. They just like to challenge. They like to be the boss. They like to, I want to say, enforce their energy off on others, not necessarily understanding or realizing how their energy is impacting people, because they have big energies, sometimes big body types, but they've got big energies. So when they don't back off from a challenge. They usually will fight for the underdog. Their soft place is usually animals, and yeah, that's on. Then number 9 is the mediators, the peacekeepers. So the ones that just wants peace, just wants harmony, just wants for them it's not so much as doing than as being. So that is, in short, what they are about. You'll see that there's a triangular shape and another shape. So it's 3, 6, 9 is sort of a linked, and then 1 is linked with 4 and 7, 2 is linked with 8 and 4, 3 is linked with 3, 6, 9, 5 is linked to 7 and 8, 6, 3, 6, 9, 7 is with 1 and 5, and 8, 5 and 2. And that is the movement and the growth and the stresses and things, and I'll explain that in greater detail later on.